Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is going to be a TV review, and I'm going to be talking about possibly the most geeky show ever to be shown on British TV. I'm of course talking about Spaced. Now Spaced was first shown on UK TV in September of 1999, and it was the brainchild of Edgar Wright, who famously isn't directing Ant-Man, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, who were kind of very sort of close friends really before making this, and kind of made this as their sort of, I guess, their sort of passion project TV show. Now the idea behind Spaced was kind of interesting. It was taking similarly kind of mundane characters that are kind of realistic and of the time. They're kind of nerdy characters and very much of their kind of the personalities of the real people behind and in front of the camera of this TV show, and kind of just having a look at their pretty much everyday sort of struggles that people like you or me may face, but having some sort of fantastical elements peppered throughout as well. Now the key thing with this TV show has always been its humour, its kind of directorial style of Edgar Wright, and also its pop culture references, of which they are many. So I'm going to be talking about the series as an individual episode, rather than just doing a series as a whole. I'm actually going to break this down and do it episode by episode. So I'm going to watch episode by episode and record reviews from each one. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's get started with episode 1, The Beginning. Now, as you'd expect, this is going to be kind of an introductory episode to all the principal characters. So obviously Tim, Daisy, obviously played by Simon Pegg and Jessica Hines. And then there are two kind of the main characters really that this show focuses on, and they're basically both down in their luck. Tim has sort of split with his girlfriend and sort of get kicked out of his apartment, and Daisy again is sort of squatting, and they both need to find somewhere to live. And they happen to find this advert in the paper, you know, great flats, but it's only for a professional couple. They've recently kind of just met and become sort of friends, and they decide to pose as a couple. And then we meet some of the other players. We meet Marsha, who is the landlady, Brian, who is the kind of the weird sort of artistic downstairs tenant, Mike, who is Tim's best friend, and Twist, who is Daisy's best friend. And that's pretty much, actually we don't meet Twist in the first episode, that's a lie. And that's pretty much the introductions of all these sort of characters, giving them a kind of a brief sort of glimpse about, you know, who they are and what they do. And it's the funniest thing with this episode. There are quite a few pop culture references, as I've mentioned. There's a fantastic one with Scooby-Doo that I love. There's mentions of sort of Gillian Anderson, things like that. But the interview of the actual, sort of, the tenancy, I guess, is the funniest kind of thing. And they kind of have all this kind of lies worked out to try and convince Marsha that they're actually a couple. And then later on in the episode, they kind of get caught out on a couple of things that they've maybe missaid. And that's, to me, that was the funniest sort of gags of this particular episode. Like I said, sometimes the pop culture references are a little bit old now. So obviously this being 1999, obviously times have moved on, and so the things they kind of are mentioning here were of the time. And I think the younger viewers who maybe didn't watch things like The X-Files and stuff like that, maybe kind of, it has aged to them, I guess. So some of this sort of the humour, I think, as well, is a little bit sort of hit and miss. For example, when they're first sort of in the cafe sort of talking and they're both sort of sobbing, that sort of visual gag was thought out a bit flat for me. But overall, this is consistently sort of funny humour to me, with only a few misses, I would say. And this episode is pretty much good, kind of just setting the groundwork, because there's not too much in regards to, other than really just introducing to all these characters. So what are you going to expect in this kind of TV show at this sort of running time? But overall, it has some good gags in it. You know, you're introduced to the key players. They're likeable, and you know, it's a good setup for the next episode. So this particular episode, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in episode 2.